everyone, welcome back to some more Tyranny. I took well, not really a break, but I was just sitting there kind of messing around in the menus and really tried to study the way that the combat works. So because I was, equipping new armors and I was seeing things like deflection and all that, so I was going to see what that actually means. So like deflection is a chance to get a hit lowered one tier, from crit into hit, hit into graze, and graze into miss, which is kind of interesting. So our character has a 31% chance, which is, I guess, okay, and she has a 37% chance, whereas Barrack has 0. Nothing that he currently has adds to deflection. Not even a shield, which I think adds to mine. Maybe not. Nope, my shield doesn't add to that. My shield adds to parry? Yeah, adds to parry. So parry, I think how it's going to work here is the accuracy of the person is going to be, if it's melee, applied to the parry to see if the parry is high enough to make the attack miss, and then dodge would be applied to accuracy of ranged attacks, I'm assuming. Or maybe I could also just look up, where is this stuff? This will probably tell me. All attacks in Tyranny compare the attacker's accuracy value to one of 5 defenses. Okay. Parry, direct melee attacks, dodge, range attacks, endurance, body system attacks like stun and prone, will, mental attacks, and magic accuracy from spells and spell-like abilities. Or attacks. Accuracy is defined primarily by the attacker's skill with that type of attack, weapon skills for physical, magic skills for spell attacks, etc. It can't be influenced by finesse, talents, and other active effects such as spells or items. When an attack is made, the attack's accuracy is compared to the appropriate defense of the target to determine how the attack roll will be modified. If accuracy is above the target's defense, it will be more likely to result in a hit or crit, less likely to result in a graze or a miss. Okay, so yeah, that is how that works. So the accuracy is going to be applied to whichever defense is called for the attack. Man. So we kind of need all these things to be high. And that would explain why maybe we can all use different magical spells, but they're not going to be as powerful like on Verse, because she doesn't have like control. Actually, she has 31 control illusions, just probably because I've been using it so much. But I'm assuming this goes into accuracy with the spell? Like, that's just accuracy with her melee weapons. How do I know the accuracy of the spell? Ability to draw and control spells that use Sigil of Illusion. Higher skill increases the chance of hits and crits. Yeah. So is this just... she has like an accuracy of 31? But then this would probably also go in line with her lore, right? Maybe not. It doesn't mention attacks in here. So how do I know... like what your magical chance to hit is? I'll continue to look into it. But I like how this game works, and so like whatever you use is what's going to be leveling up. You can see our thrown weapons is now already up to 52. The fact that she started with, I think, 0 magical skill, and now she has 31 in controlled illusion and vigor. Although maybe just getting a spell gives you a base of whatever your wits is, probably. Anyway, neat systems here. Let's keep going and get to the fun part of killing people. And before we do, let's use a poison. 120 seconds, 40 corrode damage after 30 seconds if you crits. And this would be whetstone.
You got it.
Use the whetstone.
Right.
Adds a long cooldown. Okay, well, we'll maybe apply the poison later. Let's get in here. They're here! Weapons up, and remember those no longer with us. Honor them with your courage and prowess. The captain turns to face you as you approach. Now, I don't think time passes here, which is why you can buff before a fight, because there's no, like, animations going on, so I believe we're not actually losing buff time. I think. Fatebinder, we are proper warriors, are we not? This battle should remain between those of us who specialize in dealing death. Let the villagers go. They did not ask for this conflict. The townsfolk may go. The rest of you stand and fight. I'm not here for slaughter. I prefer to talk. Now the townsfolk may go. Examples must be made. Far be it for me to question a call, but this village is a source of aid for the Vendrian Guard. We would be fools to leave it standing to resupply our enemies the moment we turn our backs. I'm not here to kill the villagers. The captain lurches forward, ready to yell, but stumbles over her words as response sinks in. As your response sinks in. Did you all hear the Fatebinder? Don't just stand here. Run like the Scourge are chasing you. Guardsmen, stay behind. That moment you've been training for is about to come due. I would like to talk. The only reason I'm not doing this is because I'm afraid it would negatively impact with me, with my companions. But I do want to talk, so I guess therefore I should. Really? The trail of my dead friend says otherwise. Hey now, they attacked me. What is there to say, Fatebinder? Unless it's sorry for all the murders, followed by a big swig of hemlock, it's too late for words to solve anything. The captain looks at you expectantly. Her soldiers stand ready, and the muffled cries of sobs of villagers fill the air. Kairos ultimately brings order. Why resist unity and prosperity? Like the unity between the disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus? She throws back her head, issuing a dramatic laugh. That's not the sort of peace we want. Besides, peace is overrated. Peace means tolerating the evil in your neighbor. It is a cowardly dream for those with simplistic notions of the world. How can she stand against the greater good? That's all I'm saying. But I concede half your point. A thought dawns across her face with a smile. The Vendrian Guard was once simply the army of Apex, but now we have volunteers from all the realms joining our cause, so you are correct about bringing unity. Yeah, let's do this one. That is a commendable notion, but a tragically simple one at that. If any here could stomach life in the chorus, or submission to a disfavored work camp, that person already surrendered years back. The folks standing before you are the ones serious about our freedom. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard for me to come at them like, hey, listen, let's just throw down your arms, because they're going to either become some crazy band of Scarlet Chorus like to cut off hands and feet and, you know, do stuff, or become slaves in work camps. Like, the options here are not great. Maybe they shouldn't have rebelled, though. You know, like, it's not my fault they rebelled. Besides, we already reneged on a surrender. I know any deal you've come to offer is just a trap, as the Archon's pride demands that they bury us. So sorry, but we've been at this too long. Death or glory, no third option. Well, I'm not going to let them run away then, if this is what they want. We're not afraid to fight, but, you know, give them a chance. We did. She holds her hand in the air while the last of the townsfolk flee. A noble way to begin our finest moment. Or maybe last stand? Either way, she signals the attack. That is a lot of people to attack. Alright, you're going to jump in there. Oh, I know why I never use that skill, because I don't have it on my damn bar. That's why I don't use it. There you are. Get on there. Cast it on myself. And we're probably going to want to do this Icicle Storm, so we're going to do that. But first, let's buff. And... right, that's the interrupt spell.
Heads up, we have company.
Okay, engage in melee. Twin strike.
Count on it.
Good work.
We need to kill this person immediately.
Right.
Eric is kind of taking a pounding.
Get back here!
There we go. Did you already use the icicle spell? Oh, you must have just... Oh, you did. You just used it. I'm looking over here, so I didn't actually see the spell effect go off. Okay, Unravel Minds. Unravel Minds. There we go.
Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth.
Let's buff you up with a poison. You're gonna go after him and actually knock him down. Use your heal spell on Barrick.
Not a problem, boss.
Barrick. Let's try and... we can knock him down 100%. Maybe we hold off on that.
Pay attention, kids. You might learn something.
And we almost got her down.
I got it.
What? No, finish. Finish her off.
Sorry, I can't.
Oh, she took a
Feels like
wound.
a target on fire.
Sorry, I can't.
I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass.
Heal her. Barrick, you're fine, right?
Sorry, I can't.
Okay, she is no longer okay.
Got dark all of a sudden.
Pay attention, kids. You might learn something.
This weapon is entirely worthless.
Ooh, boy.
Yes.
My armor is dented. Let me repair it.
Your armor is dented.
Take that.
Okay. And then let's do the combo move over here on you.
Won't happen.
It won't?
Come.
Why won't it? Okay, well, never mind then. Rim Spike. And then... Unravel your it's not gonna hit.
Come and feast my iron.
As you command.
This weapon is entirely...
Ooh. Actually, let's try this. And then we can hit him with a
command.
spell at some point.
I'm not dead yet. This weapon is
Whew. Sybil can barely summon the strength to crawl, and after several attempts, she slips on her own pooling blood. She lifts her head to focus on you. She mouths several words, though no cognate sound escapes her mouth, until she falls to her knees, bracing her side. Oh, now they come. Well done, Fatebinder. If this one survives its wounds, we even have a fresh present of the Archon of Secrets. He did request a personal audience with any leader we can take alive. That's a mighty big if. These southern folk are a sickly bunch. Antio wags a hand dismissively. Looking at her suffer, it's making me sick. I'll kill her and get this over with. Nope, it's not the type of playthrough. She fought well enough. Do it. The words are a command, hissed through blooded lips. With a decisive swing, you bring down your weapon on her skull and shatter her brains across the rooftop. It would appear that Echo Call Village had a larger enemy presence than we suspected. They also had a whole crop of iron weapons stockpiled here. But those innocent villagers were helping to gather battlefield salvage, or maybe stealing from our camp. There are so few iron weapons among the chorus, seems likely the disfavor need to keep a better eye on the supply lines. And what of this village? The locals could have trapped the houses, so too risky to commandeer the site. He shrugs, his tone becoming matter of fact. We should burn the town. It'll cut off support, send a message, and the smoke signal will give the others a visible rallying point when crossing the Matani. Did we just waste all that blood and time capturing this place only to torch it all? Now I adore the mystical power of fire in ways none of you could possibly understand, but even I think there's a time and place for arson. Fatebinder, kindly tell Antio he's free to burn his half of the village. The Scholar Chorus would like to keep our half of the spoils, not smoke it. I did say the villagers could go free. What makes more sense here? As what our character would do, not just favoring or going with the disfavored. Well, probably preserve it. But he did bring up a good point saying that everything could be trapped. I wish I could just burn half of it so the Scholar Chorus could get some of this, but I'm actually going to go with 2 on this one. You place too much trust in these locals, especially after their last deception. The first chance they get, they will turn code and stab their gang boss in the back. That would only prove our point. These are competent fighters who are better put to work in Kairos' army. No boss who falls to a simple villager deserves to live anyway. Kairos' edict looms overhead. Have we nothing better to do with our time? The disfavored warrior shakes his head in a huff and turns to his squad. Hear that? The chorus just made this town their headache. Now start rounding up your gear. There's lots to do before we rest. A sensible decision, dear Fatebinder. If we hold to the disfavored pogrom of raised soil, what will remain for us to rule? Bitterquip claps his hands, raising his voice to address his gangs. Seize this place, search the homes, take all that you can carry. Give each survivor a chance at the voice's mercy, but to the ungrateful, be brutal. Fatebinder, you've helped enough. The Iron Marshal has sent word that the Archons are meeting at the disfavored camp and your presence is requested. You should make haste back. Did I ever find out about the Forge Iron, though? There must be more clues nearby. Yes, this isn't done yet. Iron Greatsword. Imperial Iron Falcata. Huh! Falcata, eh? I don't know, maybe. Well, so I clearly missed something. There is something that we can interact with up there. Maybe that's it. Old Man Mua. Who are you? I've already told you I'm not leaving my home. The old man slams his fists together for emphasis, glaring at you with a startled brow. Oh, you aren't these purple imbeciles. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. Eyesight isn't what it used to be. Name's Mua. Been here since old King Akan claimed the valley as part of his own. You're with Kairos, right? And Kairos brings peace, right? Well, I surrender. Now lead me to my home in privacy. By order of Tunon, all civilians must depart on pain of death. I mean, if that's Tunon's order. Oh, really now? Well, I declare you a motherless pile of fetid beast shit. The old man waves his hand under his back end, wafting the imaginary fumes in your direction. Get out of my sight. Take your empty threats with you. I doubt you'd enjoy quartering any Scarlet Chorus if you stayed. The settlement is becoming a garrison. See if I can... A garrison. Thought this was just some little pissing match. If soldiers are moving in... Mua shakes his head, grumbling a string of half-formed words before looking at you with a pained expression. Last thing I need is a good-for-nothing soldiers demanding room and lodging from the one hospitable local. No peace at all. Fine, I'll gather my things. Best be off before the crossing becomes a war camp. I mean, I could have just murdered that guy, but...
On it.
Well, let's pick it. What do we got in here? Aha. Old Man Mua. The old man barges in through the door behind you. You motherless whoremonger. He attempts to usher you away with the pointed end of his walking stick. Get out. I found forge-bound iron in one of these barrels. You have a great deal to explain, old man. The old man points his walking stick at your face. It's always the young pushing the old. I had no choice in the matter. Strange men appeared here a fortnight ago. They claimed to be supporters of the Vendrian Guard, but I've never seen them before. I had no choice. These so-called freedom fighters threatened my life if I didn't comply. Then Matani showed up for the iron? Not exactly. She stumbled upon it just like you did when she was helping fortify the village for an attack like this. She was just surprised, but she happily took it. This does sound suspicious. Have you been listening to a damn thing I've been saying? Or do you have shit for ears? Man, this dude really just doesn't care. His face twitches as his spittle lands on you. That's exactly what I was saying. I don't want any part of this foolish war. Nah, he's just an old man. I'm taking the iron, you may stay. The old man snatches your hands and shakes them with what little strength he has left. Thank you, Fatebinder. Someone else is probably going to kill you anyway, but I won't do it. Hey! Another sigil. Are you going to yell at me for taking this too? Okay. Let's start with you. Oh, wait. Oh, it's an accent. Okay. So it increases the strength of something? Affects targets when a cone in front of the cat. Oh, actually, yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. Oh, yeah, that'd be actually really good. Oh, wait, no, that's just Surge of Glory. Right, alright. 38% damage. Lore required 60. Oh. Lore required 35. Well, we should grab this and replace our old one. Same thing with you. Okay. Which one was... There you go. Spectral Blur. Lore required 35. Shoot, you can't use that one. I'm gonna... Well... Yeah, I'm gonna assign that to you. I think that's really good for you to have. Can Barrick learn the Fulmination? Is that what she had? No, that's not it. Charge Fist. Lore required 15 at the basic. Ooh, almost. Almost. Okay. Alright. So we got all the spells. Old Man Mua is
I got it.
Not going to die by our hands.
Can't do
There
that.
is still something that we can interact with up here. Oh, wait, no, that's just the...
Sorry, I can't.
I know what that is. It's the party, or camping supplies.
Of course.
There we go.
Can't do that. That wasn't so hard.
Whoa. Oh, the camp is... Wait, no, the camp hasn't yet. Why didn't I... Oh, right, because we couldn't before. I think it had a higher subterfuge than we had at the time. So let's see. This is more armor pin, less DPS, but armor pin is still pretty cool. This is more DPS and armor pin, but more recovery time. And there's an angry dog barking. Sorry about that. There's also crush damage. Damage types are a thing. That's slash and this is slash. And pierce. It probably would be better if you had two different types of damage on you. Because, like, Barrick here has additional piercing resistance due to his armor. I have additional slashing damage resistance, so... Yeah, anyway. Okay, what's going on here? I'll take that under advisement. Now, I'll just be leaving. No need to trouble you folks further. Surrounded by a quartet of disfavored soldiers that have him physically boxed in, a Scarlet Horse warrior clutches a disfavored helmet. Visibly pale and sweating, he wears a trembling grin. Come, lads, no need to be so tetchy. Oh, you can leave, but that helmet stays. The soldier steps closer, her bulk crowding the choirman. We don't take kindly to iron thieves, so if you think you can just stroll out of here without a flogging, you are sorely mistaken. Well, what's wrong? One of the disfavored soldiers turns to you, looking wary from debate. This one here stole from the Legion and thinks he can get away with it. If he takes one more step, he'll be forced to violate Kairos' peace. Fatebinder, can you hear me out? I'm being accosted by these disfavored thugs. Upon noticing Verse, he blinks and regards her with a respectful nod. Don't make the Fatebinder complicit in your theft. Disfavored armor is the property of the Legion. It's not yours to loot, and by Graven Ash I will cut you down if you even try to leave with that relic. That was my phone now going off. Everything's going off in this one. If you're trying to pass judgment on another Archon's vassals, the law dictates that I get involved. Hey, follow the laws. The disfavored warrior trades glances between each other in silence, and none of them back away from the choirman. We can make this a trial of who stands here the longest, and when our bladders loosen, at least I won't be the one wearing an iron diaper. But I'd much rather let the Fatebinder settle it, seeing as there's no other way out of this impasse. Enough! The disfavored warrior rears back a balled fist before hesitating, sensing her lapse, and awkwardly returning her hand to her side. If the choice is to agitate or fight, then I too will abide by the Fatebinder's decree. Okay. Oh boy. You got a boss. So, Death Knell and her gang are rounding the river, looking for a fight. We hear a commotion. We hear scout whistles. We run to see what's going on. Next thing we know, we're on top of some Venturian guard. They had just clobbered another gang that was in the area. We had no idea another patrol was out. Anyway, the Oathbreakers were high off their victory and stood their ground when we rushed them. Their mistake, right? Long story short, the fight got out of hand and there wasn't much left to recruit into our gang, so we help ourselves to their gear. That's when I found this little piece of work. He rubs his hand across the blue surface of the helmet. The disfavored soldiers winced at the gesture. Thought I'd do the proper thing and offer to sell it back to the disfavored, so I made the hike over here, and rather than claiming my finder's fee, I got accosted. Yeah, I'll ask first. It checks out. The disfavored treat their armor like a second skin. Some of them even sleep in it. And again, some of them don't have a choice. I was about to bring up Varric, yeah. If the Legion soldiers want to get themselves whipped up in an emotional frenzy over cold iron, that's their problem. This fighters claim fair spoils from the enemy. The helmet ought to be his, unless someone stronger steps forward to take it. Why not keep it for yourself? First off, the helmet fits me as well as a bucket over an apple. Fucking tearsmen lousing up our iron. Keep testing me and I'll use this as a mobile latrine. He shakes his head at the soldiers waiting for their protests to die down. As I was saying, the helmet fits me poorly, and I'd rather have the rings to barter for a better blade. Besides, it seems in poor taste to wear disfavored colors. Okay, let's go down the list. By Kairos' nethers, what have the disfavored ever done for us to earn my charity? Until the voices of Nerat starts to chant commanding us to share with Ash's cupbearers, they won't see any undeserved kindness. You should sell us what is ours and call that charity? Repugnant sod. We came to the Tears on a mission to civilize this realm, but you hill folk can't learn honor unless it's beaten into you. Okay, how can you prove? Well, if you want this dispute to stretch on for the next fortnight, I can gather the statements from every member of my gang who witnessed the battle, but something tells me that none of us have the time to bicker over the details. Anything else? Unlike my peers here who seem unwilling to share, if I'm allowed to sell this, I'd of course tithe to the court, like a proper ally. Shameless cur. Blood mark. Is Kairos' knife in the shadows, the unseen drop of poison that enforces the Overlord's will. He reports to tune on the Agitator, serving in his capacity as the final word to those who hold Kairos' law in contempt. Oh, shit. What's your argument? It's his favorite helmet, and therefore belongs to the Legion. What else needs to be said? I know the chorus are routinely undersupplied, but we're not to blame for their lack of resourcefulness. They recruit too many to arm and feed, and we suffer for their slack. So when this fucker shows up trying to sell one of her helmets back to us, well, you could say me and the band were a bit insulted. Though she addresses you, her gaze stays locked on the choirman. I don't want to make this more of a problem than it already is. The chorus rat is free to return the helmet, with our gratitude and never come back. Any thoughts? Clears his throat and stands tall before his countrymen. Traditionally, iron weapons and arms go to the Legion. It's only practical, we are the more suited to wield them, and as true Northerners, we can be trusted with the finest items of the forge. The chorus is packed full of former enemies. The untrustworthy, ungrateful sons and daughters of fallen realms. Half of them will die in the first battle, and the rest will defect back to their homelands at the first opportunity. Arming them is a waste of effort. So basically, Barrack is on the Legion side versus on the chorus side, so they provide actually nothing. It's never enough that we bend the knee and pledge our lives to Kairos, is it? We need to constantly prove ourselves to you ironclad dimwits and get nothing out of for our trouble. Why pick a fight over this one? We're not just talking about one helmet here, Binder. It's the principle. The precedent. Graven Ash demands that we honor and preserve our relics of battle. That helmet belongs on a Legionnaire's head, or on the hearth of a warrior's next of kin. It sounds like the ones that fought was the warrior who died in battle and let the enemy seize his helmet. Don't blame me for your backwards northern traditions. See this? What are we to make of such blatant disrespect? Just because we are allies doesn't mean we should suffer as someone whole soul intent is to enrage and offend. I mean, I see the argument on both sides. That's the problem. Like, the Scarlet Chorus, they take what they take from battle. Like, it's theirs. But yet, the Legion holds their armor in such high regard, so they're like, nah, man. You need to give that to us. Man. Did you offer him anything else in exchange? I take that as a no. An exchange will be as insulting to the Legion as a transaction of rings. Even more so. Every piece of equipment here is intended for Graven Ash's Northern Legion, not the rabble who squat and wrestle for the Voice's delight. Nobody offered, but the only iron I seek is in the form of rings. Take it or leave it. Anything else? I think it's worth noting that we haven't touched a hair on his head. I'm not saying that we won't bash his face in for the insult and presumption he threw in ours, but up to this point, we've shown incredible restraint. May I see that helmet? He gives you a long, quiet nod before thrusting the helmet into your hands. Fine, but give it back when you're done with it. Battered and corroded, the helmet has chipping along the left parietal and rust blossoming all about. It's likely been separated from anyone who knows the first thing about maintaining iron equipment for many weeks. While few could sense slight differences in weight, this seemingly standard issue stone shield helmet is a superior piece. Not as ornate as the helmets made for the Iron Guard, this is nonetheless a rare piece of forge work, the type reserved for commanders and veterans of 30 or more years. The owner's insignia is lost, but this was forged by Agni, Master of Fitting. It belonged to an Evocatus, someone of many years in the Legion. I've gained favor with Tunon? Clearing her throat that this favor reaches to her belt. Then this is more important than a few rings. She produces a pair of bronze rings and holds them towards the choirman. Consider this your finder's fee and payment to never bother us again. Okay. In a blink of an eye, the choirman thrusts the helmet into the hands of the warrior and snatches the rings. Pleasure doing business with you lads and lasses. Now I'm going to ask for money. No, that's not what we're here for. I mean, technically, we're not really supposed to take sides, right? Like, we're above all that, so I'm not going to say Graven Ash protects. My work here is done. The disfavored warrior passed the helmet with loving tenderness. Lucky for us all, you could spot the true value of this piece. Thank you. I will see that it is cared for properly. That's kind of cool.
On it.
Alright, well, let's end it there, everybody. And we will see what the Archons want from us later. Although, hold on. I'm sure we can rest here, right? I can see that there's interactables up here. I must have missed them.
Can't do that. Sorry, I can't.
Got it!
We already know the sigil. Okay. Probably sell that. No, there is no bed here. I didn't miss. Oh, wait, yeah, it is. It's right there. I totally missed it. I know what probably happened though. It's underneath their names. So when I held tab, I couldn't see it. I mean, now I can see it because I'm looking for it, but okay. Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you all next time. Take care.